What's good, everybody? It's your boy Eon. You already know me, and this is Forever Slow Stroking the Podcast, episode 72. Thank you all for tuning in, son. I really appreciate that. Let's get started with this, son. I gotta say, I'm not a financial advisor, and you should know that, right? But I do have gems for you. Please click the like button, followed by the subscribe button if you're just first time tuning in, or if you've been tuned in, so I really appreciate it. I've noticed that there's so many more streams on Apple Podcasts than anywhere else. So I do encourage everybody that's on Apple, please go take a look at YouTube because there's visuals there for you, right, son? And also utilize the links in the description, free stuff. But today I really want to talk about Nike and their, team up with Metaverse as well as, Nikeland. I really want to talk about that. So that's pretty much going to be the focus for this episode. So let's go ahead and start with, just concrete information. And this is an article from CNBC talking about Nike teaming up with Roblox, right? And this is kind of why Roblox have been taken off, this past week, as well as Nike. Nike was moving a bit, and I'll show you some charts in a few, but Nike and Roblox teamed up, and they're creating this Nikeland, right, which is a visual world. And, a lot of people are like, whoa, what's so significant about that? Because everybody's jumping into these NFTs, right? But we'll go ahead and dive deeper into that in a second. But if you look at, continuing the same article, the USPTO trademark applications that are being shows that Nike has been, filing these applications so that way they can trademark their virtual items, right? Their virtual goods to be, sold and everything like that, right? So it's all going to be Nike products, right? Nike shoes, sweatsuits, joggers, hats, shirts, anything Nike, right? Even probably Nike basketball. So and it's going to be Nike virtual everything. So they want to make sure that they get these things trademarked so that way people can go in and purchase, these items, right? And you can kind of tell this is a really, really, really big deal by the fact that they have jobs in the metaverse. And you might be like, Eon, what in the world is a metaverse? And I looked it up so that way I can give you a more concrete, definition. But, metaverse is simply like meta and universe. It's combined together. It's like a 3D virtual, world. So if you ever played Sims, the game Sims, and I know a lot of adults play it, right? I have a lot of friends there in their 30s. They still play that joint down. It's crazy. But if you ever play Sims, right, that's kind of what the metaverse is like in a sense. And that's kind of how it's articulated. And basically, it's almost like another reality. It's just a digital reality, right? And that's why NFTs are jumping off all crazy. And that's why the VR worlds, have been taken off with the goggles and stuff like that in the previous years because we were just first getting exposed to this type of, change in the world and in different societies. So I do think that's valid. In addition, Nike kind of was already getting prepared for this in 2019, right? In April, as they filed for, started the process for a patent. It's called Crypto Kicks, and that's pretty much Nike's way of getting into the NFT space, right? Now they're still waiting for this to, be filed and everything like that, but it's crazy. And it did, like, from all of this, right, son, Nike's, stock has a value more that's over $265 billion, son. That's crazy. Nike really Nike kind of changed its market cap a bit, like maybe not the market cap, but just they really made some changes, right? As the stock, moved up 18% over the past, day or so. I'm really, really loving what I'm seeing from Nike, and I do think that we can get some bullish activity from this. I'm not one to always call out like a trend, like maybe a chart design or whatever, but I'm looking at Nike right now, and if you're looking on YouTube, you kind of see the chart that I have, right? And you see this line. Now, you're looking at this line, you're like, that line is phony as I don't know what. You don't have it. It's not that connected, da-da-da. I don't care how pretty you want my line to be. It does not matter. It's the general area, because 9 times out of 10, if I keep that line right there, people are going to be in the vicinity of that, line. It's going to be in that area. I don't need exact hits and misses. Like, I mean, I do when I'm looking at a smaller time frame, but this overall is just like my generalized, idea of where price action will, exist and where we get pullbacks and things like that. So I do anticipate Nike being bullish as we, had a bullish close on Friday. I do anticipate Nike kind of going up and pulling back. Let me get my mouse on this real quick. I do see Nike moving up a bit, right? Kind of filling that wick almost and then pulling right back down to about 175.61. So that's something that I'm waiting for Nike. I do think that's going to happen, right? And on that pullback, that will be a good time. Why is that a good time to get into Nike? Because if you pay attention on December 3rd, that's when dividends come out, right? And 9 times out of 10 when dividends come out, you will see the stock move up because people are getting paid. And then shortly after, you'll see the stock drop down because people are like, oh, well, I got my money, so now let me get out and I'm going to trade dividends instead. So that's what people typically do. And that's how the stock, moves in price. But does it always happen like that? No. But it's general. Like I said, these are generalized things. So I will be waiting for Nike to make that move. And I'm looking at the RSI. The RSI is getting pretty hot and heavy. Not gonna hold y'all. But I don't know. And Nike still has a gap. I'm probably not gonna show you this in the video, but Nike still has a gap from, where does this start? 150.71 to about, where is this? 134.70 something, 134.80. So around that price, Nike has a gap to fill, but it filled some of the gap, but it kind of stopped at 144. But there's a lot more gap to fill. But I don't know if that gap is really going to get filled because it was the earnings gap, right, son? So it's a lot of things to kind of think about in terms of that. And I'm like, dang, so Nike could really take off. And this is good for NFTs. I know Facebook's been popping off and things like that, but at this point, son, we just got to wait and see how this joint plays out. I do want to give you a hidden gem. And I do want to try to keep these episodes shorter and just focus on the information and not the extra stuff. But please make sure you tune in to Jermaine's Hustle class. Great podcast, great content. Everything's fan-freaking-tastic. And Jermaine is a member of Forever Slow Stroke M. You know what I mean? And then, yeah. But, all right, I want to give you the hidden gem, right, son? So, Lucid Motors, it's been taken off, son. Stupid, dumb, crazy, retarded. However, I do anticipate Lucid Motors to pull back, at the open of this week. How much, I am not 100% sure. But Lucid Motors did run up over $55. And then for the week, we hit a high of, almost $58. It's been crazy, son. Actually, Lucid Motors did hit $62 one day pre-market, but it pulled back before the market opened. So it really didn't get, seen as much, but yeah. And I'm looking at MicroStrategy right now, and I see MicroStrategy really pulled back to a familiar area, price action where it shot up from. So this is kind of interesting. However, I do think that MicroStrategy could continue to pull back. And if MicroStrategy is pulling back, then that means that crypto must be bearish, but I see crypto being bullish right now. Ethereum's up over $111 as we speak for the day, and it's already had an engulfed candle for yesterday's session. So it's a bullish engulfing candle, and we're still going bullish. So I do think we'll get close to that $4,700 area again. But look, son, as always, this is Forever Slow Stroking the podcast. I do appreciate everybody being tuned in. If you have questions, just hit me. But for now, I gotta go. And also, catch me in the Morning Market Conversations Monday through Friday, son. This is where I give y'all the free game during the week every day. And I got you. All right, son, I'm out. Peace.